She moves like a phantom, her presence barely perceptible yet undeniably felt. In the heart of the city, where shadows blend with the night, she navigates with an eerie grace. A whisper in the night, a fleeting shadow that vanishes before you can even comprehend it. She is the embodiment of mystery, a ghostly figure that leaves no trace. Her name is spoken with a mix of fear and fascination, a legend that has grown with each passing day. In hushed tones, people share stories of her exploits, each tale more incredible than the last. To the world, she is simply known as the Ghost of Lanza, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of the powerful and ignites the imagination of the masses. She is the most wanted woman on the planet, her face a constant reminder of the authorities' failure to capture her. Her notoriety has only grown with each successful heist. Her face stares out from wanted posters in every major city, a haunting image that seems to follow you wherever you go. Her eyes, sharp and intelligent, seem to pierce through the paper, watching your every move. Her eyes, sharp and intelligent, seem to follow you, a constant reminder of her presence. They are the eyes of someone who sees everything, who misses nothing. She is a master of disguise, able to blend into any crowd to become anyone she needs to be. Her ability to change her appearance is nothing short of extraordinary. She could be anyone, anywhere. In a bustling city, she is just another face in the crowd, a chameleon who can disappear in plain sight. Some believe she is a criminal mastermind, orchestrating complex schemes with a precision that leaves authorities baffled. Her heists are meticulously planned, executed with a level of skill that seems almost superhuman. Others, a modern-day Robin Hood, stealing from the rich to give to the poor. Her actions have earned her a following, people who see her as a hero, rather than a criminal. One thing is certain, her exploits have captivated the world. Each daring escape, each impossible heist adds to her legend. She is a figure of awe and wonder, a symbol of defiance against the established order. The story of the Lanza Ghost is one of daring heists, impossible escapes, and a global game of cat and mouse. Her ability to elude capture has made her a legend, a ghost that haunts the dreams of law enforcement. It is a story that speaks to the anxieties and fascinations of our time. In a world where surveillance is omnipresent, she remains an enigma, a symbol of resistance. This is her story, a tale of mystery, intrigue, and the unending quest for freedom. Little is known about the woman who would become the Lanza Ghost. Her origins are as enigmatic as her later exploits. Her past is shrouded in mystery, with only fragments of her story pieced together from whispers and shadows. Like a ghost, she leaves few traces, her presence felt but rarely seen. She moved through life like a wisp of smoke, impossible to pin down. Some whisper that she was born into poverty, in a neighborhood where survival was a daily battle. They say she grew up on the streets, honing her skills in the city's underbelly. Here, she learned to navigate danger, to read people, and to disappear when necessary. Others believe she came from privilege, a stark contrast to the tales of hardship. They claim she is a master manipulator, bored with a life of luxury. In this version, she used her wealth and influence to orchestrate her own disappearance, creating a new identity from the shadows. The truth, like the woman herself, remains elusive. Each story, whether of poverty or privilege, adds to the mystique that surrounds her. What is known is that she possesses a keen intellect and an uncanny ability to disappear. Her eyes, filled with intelligence and mystery, hint at a life lived on the edge. She is a chameleon, blending seamlessly into any environment. Whether in the bustling city streets or the quiet corners of a library, she could become invisible at will. These skills, honed in the shadows, would eventually propel her onto the world stage. Her ability to move stealthily, to become a phantom, was unparalleled. The world, however, would come to know her not by her true name, but by the mark she would leave on history, the Lanza Heist. This heist, a masterstroke of planning and execution, would cement her legacy as the Lanza Ghost, a figure of legend and intrigue. Her early life, whether spent in the shadows of poverty or the halls of luxury, shaped her into a figure of unparalleled skill and mystery. The Lanza Heist was just the beginning, a prelude to a life that would forever be cloaked in enigma. As she gazed over the city, one could only wonder what her next move would be. The Lanza Ghost, a phantom of our time, continues to captivate and confound, her story a testament to the power of mystery and the allure of the unknown. The Lanza Corporation, a global powerhouse, a titan of industry. It was a fortress, impenetrable and secure, until it wasn't. The world watched in astonishment as news of the heist broke. It was a crime of unprecedented scale and audacity. Millions of dollars vanished overnight. The authorities were baffled. The only clue, a single white orchid left at the scene. It was a calling card, a taunt, the signature of the Lanza Ghost. The heist was executed with surgical precision. No forced entry, no alarms triggered. It was as if the perpetrators had vanished into thin air. The world was in awe. Who was this mysterious figure, and how did they pull it off? The Lanza heist was more than just a theft. It was a direct challenge to the established order, a slap in the face of global power. Law enforcement agencies from around the world joined forces. Interpol, the FBI, MI6, all were determined to bring the Lanza Ghost to justice. The pressure was on. The media went into a frenzy. Every detail, every rumor was splashed across headlines. The public was captivated. Was she a criminal mastermind, a folk hero? The lines between truth and fiction blurred. The legend of the Lanza Ghost grew with each passing day. The hunt was on. Section 5. A trail of smoke and mirrors. The authorities followed a trail of false leads and dead ends. The Lanza Ghost was always one step ahead. She used her knowledge of technology and global networks to her advantage. She moved like a phantom, leaving no trace. Just when they thought they had her cornered, she would vanish, like smoke in the wind. Her ability to evade capture only added to her mystique. Was she helped by a vast network of accomplices, or was she simply that good? The world held its breath. With each successful escape, the legend of the Lanza Ghost grew stronger. She became a symbol of defiance, a testament to the human capacity for cunning and survival. Section 6. The anatomy of her escapes. How did she do it? How did the Lanza Ghost manage to outwit the most sophisticated security systems and intelligence agencies in the world? The answer, it seemed, lay in her meticulous planning and her ability to exploit the smallest weaknesses. She was a master of disguise, blending into crowds, changing her appearance at will. She used technology to her advantage, creating false trails and manipulating surveillance systems. Her understanding of human psychology was equally impressive. She could anticipate her pursuers' moves, turning their tactics against them. She was always one step ahead, always in control. The world watched in awe, wondering if she would ever be caught. Section 7. The price of freedom. Living a life on the run. To the world, the Lanza Ghost lived a life of glamour and intrigue. But behind the headlines and the legend, there was another story. A story of sacrifice and solitude. The price of freedom, it seemed, was a life lived in the shadows, always looking over her shoulder, never able to form lasting connections. The life of a fugitive is one of constant movement, of always being one step ahead. It is a life of paranoia and isolation. Even for someone as resourceful as the Lanza Ghost, the strain must have been immense. Yet she continued to elude capture, her spirit unbroken. She had chosen her path, and she would see it through to the end. Section 8. The Digital Ghost Evading the Information Age. In the age of facial recognition software and global surveillance, how does one truly disappear? With every step we take, every move we make, we are being watched. Cameras are everywhere and our digital footprints are constantly being tracked. The challenge of evading this omnipresent surveillance is daunting. The Lanza Ghost, it seemed, had found the answer. She was a figure of legend, a whisper in the dark corners of the internet. Her ability to vanish without a trace was unparalleled, making her a subject of fascination and fear. She moved through the digital world like a ghost, leaving no trace of her passage. Her digital presence was like a shadow, fleeting and elusive. She understood the intricacies of the digital landscape better than anyone, and she used that knowledge to her advantage. She was a master of misinformation, creating false digital footprints and masking her online activity. She could fabricate entire identities, complete with social media profiles, email addresses, and even digital histories. These false identities served as decoys, leading anyone who tried to track her down on a wild goose chase. Some whispered that she was a phantom hacker, able to manipulate data and erase her presence from the digital grid. She could infiltrate systems, alter records, and disappear without a trace. Her skills were the stuff of legend, and many doubted whether she was even real. Others believed she had simply mastered the art of anonymity, using technology to her advantage in a world increasingly reliant on it. She knew how to blend in, to become invisible in plain sight. She used encryption, VPNs and other tools to mask her location and identity. Whatever her methods, one thing was clear: she was a ghost in the machine, a phantom in the digital realm. Her ability to evade detection was unmatched, and she became a symbol of resistance against the surveillance state. The Lanza Ghost understood the power of information in the 21st century. She knew that in the digital age, information was both a weapon and a shield. She used her knowledge to protect herself and to strike back against those who sought to control her. And she used that knowledge to stay one step ahead of her pursuers. She was always one move ahead, always anticipating their next step. Her ability to outsmart and outmaneuver her adversaries made her a legend in the digital world. The Lanza Ghost was more than just a hacker. She was a symbol of defiance, a beacon of hope for those who sought to evade the all-seeing eye of the digital age.